This episode of Unscripted is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a no-jitter energy drink mix that doesn't have that energy drink taste, and it gives me the energy to do YouTube and Twitch. You can get 10% off your order at WGG with code Krooked. There's a link in the description down below. Thanks, Dubby, for sponsoring this episode, and here's Unscripted. Hello everyone, I am Krooked and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted looking games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. And today we are playing The Death and Return of Superman. This game is insanely cool. This is back when, DC kind of had a whole leg up on Marvel, was a bit more popular, wasn't about to go under, and they just did one of their most intense comic book stories where Superman gets killed, and they were trying to go through some things. They were trying to get a new hero out there, and they thought, we need to get rid of the Superman. So this is what we got. And honestly, like Maximum Carnage, this is one that I remember very heavily from being a kid. Just because it was cool. It was a freaking Superman game. When's the last time we got a Superman game? Superman 64? Yeah, that's a long time. So, I figured let's check it out. It's a beat 'em up game. It's like Maximum Carnage, in that sense. And let's see what's up. So, let's get started with the controls, actually. So, Y punches. A allows you to do laser eyes, and the longer you charge them, the bigger a shot is, I believe. Oh, you can just hit it and it'll do that, or you can sit there and charge it if your enemy's not in your way. B jumps, you can hit B again to fly. And then L and R, I don't actually think do anything. Yep, nothing. X does that, like jumping attack where you land on the ground, and then, yeah, wow, I just got rocked by those things. Those are the controls. It starts off with kind of an explanation of what's going on in the story to get you caught up to speed, and then we're here. Controls-wise, I mean, it feels nice. It's fun to control things. The controls are responsive. The combos feel good. I like it. It's not where, you press a button and you're like, it's not responding well. No, it responds perfectly on point. Absolutely great controls. If you walk into an enemy, you can pick them up like that. It has the awesome throwing up into the wall mechanic that Batman Returns had. And honestly, you feel like Superman. It's awesome. I just flew up, picked that thing up, flew up, and was like, nah, you get down on the ground. Fantastic. So, controls. Controls are great. Just awesome. Let's talk about graphics. So, it has, kind of the comic book style, almost the same style as Maximum Carnage did. And it does look a little bit muted, like you can't tell the exact expression on Clark's face or anything. But you can tell that Supes isn't very happy about what's going on. Oh, that was cool. It just broke part of the level. I wonder if I can grab this thing real quick. Yeah, see that? I just broke part of the level, just like in Batman Returns. I would say the graphics probably aren't quite as good as Batman Returns were, but it still looks really, really good. Like, there's nothing that you could complain about, honestly. I'm just checking up there to see if there's, like, secrets or anything. You can't jump when you're carrying something, but he carries it with one hand. Like, how cool can you get? Honestly. The little creatures, they all look really good too. Like this Igor-looking dude that has a chain gun looks pretty good. Health bars, great. Tells you the name of the enemy that you're fighting. Shows you how their health is dropping. All positives. I approve. And I like how the enemies drop, like, these guys drop their little ship, and you get to just go and pick it up. So, major plus there, too. I don't like those little guys. Oh, I just got hit. No, ow. Okay. And Superman has a gap closer where he just, like, walks up and is like, nah, you're coming over here. He flies really fast, too. Like, if you don't want to just walk around and you're trying to get to the next area, you can just double tap B, fly on over. It's good. Sound-wise, honestly, I'm digging the sounds of this game. Every time you hit an enemy, it sounds really good. The special attacks that the enemies have sound like, you know, things that would happen. Like, when these guys do their little charge up and, like, spin dash, it sounds appropriate for the scene. It's not like in Bubsy where you would hear random noise that doesn't fit the scene at all. Every punch sounds like it would be a punch. Like, missed punches sound like it would be a missed punch. There's no sound for flying, which kind of sad about that. And there is Closter. This guy looks like Doomsday. I think he's Doomsday, like, sub-boss kind of thing, like Doomsday's right-hand man. I don't actually remember from the comic. If someone wants to clarify down below, please let me know. But yeah, you get through the level. It says level complete. You get a Superman pose. Honestly, this game's doing everything right. And then newsflash, being of unknown origin, heading for Metropolis, destroying everything in its path. This is really where, yep, Doomsday is here. Only Superman can save us now. So the storyline that sets up is great. The presentation between levels, too, it shows Superman's bloody logo. How cool is that? So once you get past all of this, you actually get into levels where you aren't Superman anymore. Again, I know that I don't normally do any sort of edits or anything, but it's really important that I show you the other things. I don't want this to be super long. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the Doomsday fight so you can kind of see what's going on. So I will be back here in a moment. Alright, here's Doomsday. After fighting what seems like every single biker that could have possibly escaped from Gotham City and gotten here, we're finally at the big man himself. And, you know, this game is hard. That's something that I definitely forgot about, is how insanely difficult this is. But it has cutscenes! Like Doomsday and Supes hitting each other at the same time. Which, hey, cool. You can't skip this. It just it just goes. So yep, Lois shows up and, basically Superman dies here. And then we get Cyborg Superman. We get this one. I don't remember his name. We get Superboy Prime. And we get Steel. Who is the real Superman? Because they all come on board and they're like, I'm Superman, I'm Superman, I'm Superman, I'm Superman. And, spoilers, none of them are Superman at all. But yeah, the first one you get is Cyborg Superman in this side-scrolling shoot-'em-up stage. Why is it a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up stage? Because this is Death and Return of Superman. Why wouldn't it be? And, you know, it's just something that a lot of games used to do. Like, Maximum Carnage had the climbing stage. This has a shoot-'em-up stage. But it's kind of cool, you know? It breaks it up, because after you've went through a couple levels of beat 'em up, you get to just kind of chill and go through this. And I think it does a good job of telling you how this other Superman is definitely strong. So you get through that, and then it immediately throws you into him fighting more new enemies. Instead of laser eyes, he has this arm cannon that he gets to shoot. And his fighting style is a little bit different. He can still fly, just like Superman could. And everything in the game is kind of more of that, except it introduces an area where you actually get to fly and punch at the same time. And it gives you a reason to fly. This game does a lot right. Really, the only downside of it is a very hard game. There's a lot of enemies, and they hit pretty hard. So even though you do feel like Superman a lot of the time, there's moments where you're like, am I really the Man of Steel? And, well, I mean, I guess it makes sense with these guys, because, no, you're not. But overall, I think Death and Return of Superman is a really, really fun time. And like Maximum Carnage, I think that it's a game that, even if you don't like beat-em-ups, but you like Superman, you might really enjoy this game. When you continue, it basically starts from the level that you were on, so you don't have to start all over. The only downside is, having to go through this again, but this isn't hard at all. It gives you 4 lives, three screen wipes, and that's that. So for a score, the game is really, really good. It's just really difficult. More difficult than Maximum Carnage. But I think it's still a really good game that honestly deserves a 9 out of 10. It's not quite perfect, but it's a fun game with a little bit of persistence. You'll be able to get through it, and let's be fair, it's a good Superman game. So, with that being said, comment down below, let me know what your favorite Superman game is. Like this video if you enjoyed what you saw. Hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode of Unscripted comes out. And with all that being said, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye!